war? You really think I can do it? If so, I will listen to you. Oh my! Bonjour. Je m'appelle Jean d'Arc. Hello, I'm Joan of Arc, and I'm from the 1400s, which is the Middle Ages. And this here is the sword I used to lead the French into battle and victory with, interestingly enough. Now, in my time period, being wise meant that someone was high up in society, they made all the decisions, the good ones most of the time, and also that, well, they were famous. In my opinion, being wise often has the wrong meaning. It is thought of just having experience, but that is not true unless you have learned from it. I really think it only has to do with having good judgment. And around this time, here's what's going on in the world. Well, Japan just got a new emperor. There's a renaissance in Italy. Well, let's see. The French have been fighting a war against the English for over 100 years, which I don't need to play with, and the English have the Black Plague right now. Well, I am famous for being a female warrior going in to lead the French into battle and to victory. I believe that the only reason I was able to do this was because of the courage and strength that the kind Lord gave me. I was born on, January 6, 1412, as a young peasant girl. And I grew up unable to read or write. However, my mother instilled in me a strong Catholic faith, which came into play later. When I was 13, looks like about the age of you all, I began to hear messages from St. Michael and St. Catherine. They said to do the impossible, to lead the French into battle and victory, and also to support King Charles VII. I only could wonder how in the world I was going to get away from my village and to get onto that battlefield and to support a king. Now, my life may have seemed great up until this point. And it was, continuing on here for a few more years. When I was 17, I accomplished God's plan for me. I went and I led the French into battle and victory in just a few short years, which was quite impressive, considering I was a peasant, and a woman. Now, when I was 19, however, I was charged of many things, including witchcraft, and therefore I was burned at the stake, because I was found guilty. Anyways, I hope you understand that why I believe I was able to accomplish my mission. And, oh yes, so once more, to sum it all up, I do believe that without God's strength and the courage and the wisdom that He gave me through the messages, there's no way on the face of this kind earth that I would have been able to accomplish His plan for me. I also believe I was wise to listen to them and pray to ask for the meanings of them. And if there hadn't been a war, well, I would have been no help. And if I hadn't had a strong Catholic faith, I wouldn't have understood the meanings of the messages. And if I hadn't helped the French in their war, they would have still been fighting it for many more years, and many countries would have felt the effects and damages of it. Once again, I am mostly famous for just being a female warrior, one of the first, to lead the French in their war. And just remember that to always pray to the Lord and ask if you don't understand what your plan is, and also to remember that no matter how big of an impact you make, you still make one. In my case, it may have been quite large as to what I did, but yours can be small too, because it is still very important. Au revoir.